John Denton here with another episode in the Business Ready for Sale podcast series. This one is a John rant, okay? Occasionally I feel like having a rant, so I'm not interviewing anyone or being interviewed this time. But something came up recently which comes up too frequently, and I thought, I need to do a rant about that. And it's about being ready for sale. Having your business ready for sale sounds pretty boring and pretty obvious to a lot of people, but the number of times I encounter businesses and owners who are just not ready for sale. So here we go. I've blogged and podcasted on this before. One of my favorite ones is don't get on a ski jump until you're ready. I don't know if any of you have been fortunate enough to stand at the top of a ski jump and look down it. I have. In Innsbruck in Austria, they had the Winter Olympics there many years ago, and you can go and stand at the top of the ski jump. There's a very heavy clear perspex barrier to stop you going down the ski jump, but you can look from where the skiers stand, you can look down at exactly what they see before they go down. And obviously you do this in the summer. And I've done that, and I've stood there, and I can honestly say there is no way on earth that I would attempt to go down a ski jump. So what's that got to do with selling a business? Well, there's a lot involved in selling a business, and you wouldn't go down a ski jump unless you did a lot of preparation and a lot of planning beforehand. And it should be the same with businesses. The problem is that a lot of business owners, in fact, I'd say most business owners, really don't understand what's involved in the sale process. And so not knowing, then it's difficult to plan and prepare. So part of my role in life is to get business owners to understand exactly what they're going to be going through and what they need to prepare and get ready up front. And then I'll work with them and help them get that all lined up. I introduced a business that I've been working with for a couple of years on and off to a business broker very recently, this last week. The business is now ready for sale. The owner is mentally ready for sale, as well as having the business ready for sale. And we've gone through all the things that are possibly going to come up in the sale process in terms of questions. And we've got down to the solution. And so the owner is well prepared now with the answers that are going to be asked and the information that needs to be provided. And she is now mentally as well ready to let the business go. Anyway, what kicked all this off and my rant was last week I got a call from an owner saying, I've been told to contact you because my business partners and I want to sell our business, and we've tried a couple of brokers, but they haven't called us back, and I was advised to talk to you. I said, okay, that's great. How can I help? Well, we want to sell, and we're just getting nowhere with any brokers or anybody. All right. So I've got a series of what I call triage questions that I ask people when I have a 30-minute, no obligation free chat with people about their business. I really go through like a triage, assessing the health of this business and is it saleable? Does it have any life left in it, if you like? So it is a bit like a triage. And then I can tell them, some of the things they need to be doing, give them some advice, and work with them if they need some help. So anyway, I asked this lady, tell me what the business does, what the products and services are. And it turns out they have two product streams. We'll call them product stream A and product stream B. Completely different, attracting different but probably similar clients. And it's been going for over 10 years, and it's making a profit, and it's supporting 3 owners. So having established some of those things and the legal entity and stuff like that. Okay, so of the 3 partners in the business, how many of them work in the business on a day-to-day operational thing? Oh, all 3? Oh dear. Okay. You see, because a business buyer, and businesses are valued on the basis of, for small business, a single owner operator taking over the business. So that single owner operator is going to have to come in and do what the current owner or owners do. So they're either going to have to do what one of the 3 does, or and employ 2 people to do the other work, or try and do all 3. Anyway, bit of a challenge. So that was the first thing. So then I got onto the financials. Well, okay, are your accounts and everything up to date? Could you provide me with 3 completed, finalised accounts from your accountant for the last 3 financial years and your year-to-date management figures? Well, I think the accountant could probably give you our figures that we've sent to the tax office for the last 3 years. Year-to-date, no, that's a bit more tricky. Oh, really? I asked. What accounting package do you use? What bookkeeping system or accounting package do you use? Well, we don't really have one. We've got a point-of-sale system because we've got retail products, because they've got a shop front, and they've got a storage area for products. And so we've got a point-of-sale system for the retail customers. We also do wholesale and we do some corporate, and both are quite a good part of the business as well. Okay, so, well, how do you invoice them? Oh, we've got a template made up in a spreadsheet and we just use that, turn it into a PDF and email it off to the client. So do you record those anywhere? So do you track them? No, they just all go to the accountant at the end of the year and he does the financials. Oh, okay. Difficult to understand what's going on in the business then. What portion of the business is product line A and what portion is product line B? Don't really know. Probably 70-30, something like that. Okay. What about your marketing? Do you do any marketing? Do you do any cross-marketing between the people that buy product and product? No, we don't do any marketing. No, it's all walk-in customers or word of mouth or because people know us. Right. Repeat customers? Oh, yeah, quite a few customers come back multiple times over the years. Right. Okay, here's an important question. Do you have a database with those clients on that a new owner could market to? Well, the retail customers are in the point-of-sale system, but the others, well, no, it's all on spreadsheets. But do you have a list on the spreadsheets of the clients? No, we don't track that sort of stuff. So look, by this time, I'm starting to realise this business is really, really going to be difficult to sell. So I started asking operations questions. So what do the owners do in the business? What about your stock? Do you keep stock? Oh, yes, we've got a lot of stock. Product A, pretty expensive stock. We import it. And, okay. So do you keep an accurate stock account? Do you use stock takes and keep it? No, not very often. We've got a pretty good idea. So, I'm starting to get pretty down on this business by this time. So anyway, I said, look, the business is going to be very difficult to sell. And the reason you probably haven't heard back from the brokers that you've talked to already and told them about your business is because they don't believe they can sell the business. They, like me, can see that it's going to be a difficult sale. And because they get most of their money from the actual sale of your business, they're not calling you back. They're not going to take it on. I said, look, there's 3 kinds of brokers out there, really, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. They're the really good brokers. They will be very honest with you up front and tell you, look, this is really going to be difficult to sell. You need to do some work. You need to contact John Denton or someone and spend 12 months or more getting the thing up to scratch and attractive and ready, and all your ducks lined up. That's the good broker. Then there's the not so good brokers who will just not return your calls once they know a bit about the business. And then there's the brokers that will, yeah, sure, yeah, I can sell that. They'll take you on. They'll charge you an upfront marketing fee of $2,000 to $3,000 or $3,500, and then they'll put ads out there. They may do up a profile for the business and things like that, but you're probably not going to hear much from them, and they're probably not going to be very proactive, because with those brokers, they are getting that money up front. That's their cash flow. So they're not really bothered whether they sell the business or not. They'll go on and just list more businesses. Now, there are some out there like that, and at this point, the owner said, well, yeah, as I said, we have contacted a couple of brokers and told them about the business, but they don't call us back. They never get back to us. I said, well, that's probably going to keep being the case until you get one of the ones that will charge you an upfront marketing fee. Oh, yeah, we did that probably 12 months ago, paid them a lot of money. They advertised in some Asian magazines and some websites, but then we never heard anything. I said, right, so what you need to be doing is getting your business ready for sale, getting all your ducks lined up, getting your finances into an accounting system, understand what the numbers are telling you, so then you can drive your business. And, I can work with you to do that, and then in 12 months' time, 2 years' time, you'll be able to sell the business, get a good price for it, and retire. No, we really want to sell now. I'll go and talk to my partners and see what they say. So, I'm always very upfront and honest with people when they come to me and want to know where they stand with their business. I offer a service where I do an audit, and it's not expensive, but it's pretty involved. It's just as if I was still business broking and I was doing an appraisal on the business to sell the business. I dig into everything to find out what's happening in the business, so I can then present that back to the business owner and say, well, if you were selling the business, if I was looking at the business to buy it, here's all the things that are good, here are the things that are not so good, here's all the things you need to provide and have up to scratch. That's my business ready for sale audit service. And then in some cases, I work with the client ongoing, then to the point of getting the business ready for sale. I worked with one business owner for 2.5 years because he was a big part of the business. And so a key to selling the business and getting a good price for it was getting him out of the day-to-day operations of the business. And it took 2.5 years. But it sold very, very well. It's gone very well since. The goal is always to have a happy seller, happy buyer, and for the business to continue growing and going on afterwards. And as I always say, and you've probably heard me say it before, that, when you've got a business ready for sale, when you've tuned up all the things and you've got everything in place, you probably don't want to sell it anyway. A business that's ready for sale is well worth keeping. But as I said up front, with the ski jump being prepared, a lot of business owners don't understand what's involved in selling the business. They don't understand the process. They don't understand what potential buyers are going to look at. They don't understand what different types of buyers are out there and what's going to be a hot button for them. And so my job is to educate the business owner on all of that, so that as the business owner, you're going into it with your eyes open, knowing what you're up for, having everything prepared, having all the answers ready, and finding a good broker. I usually recommend a broker. And if the business is good and saleable, a broker will take it on. And again, there are brokers that specialize in different things, and I know a lot of those brokers. So like the one I talked about recently, I match the business up with an appropriate broker that's going to do a good job. The broker was really happy for the introduction because he could see that everything was ready, that the business owner was mentally ready as well, and that all the things were in place that he can now take it on and make a good sale out of that. So going back to the brokers, how do I choose a broker? Well, there are brokers that specialize in different things. I know a broker and a friend of mine who specializes in dental practices. There are brokers out there who specialize in medical practices, brokers who specialize in accounting practices, retail and hospitality, franchises, engineering. There are those that will only sell businesses that are making more than $500,000 net profit for the owner, or EBITDA, if it's under management for the bigger businesses. And again, some businesses sell the assets of the business, some it's a share company sale. It's all different. You got to know which is the best one for you. So there's a lot to know and understand. So that's my rant for today. I hope it's made you think about your business and where you're at in your preparation and planning. I run Business Ready for Sale half-day workshops here in person in Perth, Western Australia. I've also got online capability to run those, and I've now started creating, and it'll be launched soon, a Business Ready for Sale online program which is done with you. So I take you through the whole process in your time frame, at your pace, with the education, but also getting things from you, your financials. Let's have a look at your financials and analyze them as a broker would, or a buyer would. And let's have a look at all the different documents, all the different things you've got to put in place. And we'll work through that in steps online. So you get some learning, you get some actions to do, some stuff to provide. We put it all into one place and get it all ready. So at the end of that process, so if you want to do it in 3 months, we can do it in 3 months. If you want to do it in 3 years, we can do it over 3 years. But the thing is, you're working on it, you're learning, you're getting things ready, and you know where you stand. Don't, as I call it, end up giving me a too late call. A too late call is where someone has approached you, said they're interested in buying your business. They may have mentioned a sum of money, and you really don't know whether that's a good sum of money or not. And if you show interest in everything else, they're going to ask you for these documents that I've talked about, particularly your financials, the last 3 years finalized accountants' financials, and your year-to-date figures. So that's just one thing you need to have ready. So I don't want to get the too late call, You call me up and you say, somebody's approached me and said they're interested in my business, and they're mentioning numbers and they're asking for all this stuff, and I don't know what to do. All right, so I've ranted on that. Be ready, be prepared, know what you're in for before you get on that ski jump and start down the slope. And I'm here to help. So you can go to johndenton.com.au. You can find some of the services on there and some questionnaires, quizzes to complete on your business, or just you can book a call with me and we can have a 30-minute chat about your business, no obligation. And as I said at the beginning, I'll go through those triage type questions with you and give you some idea where your business stands now. So remember, the 7 Ps. Prior preparation and planning prevents pretty poor performance, and a business that's ready for sale is well worth keeping. All right? Work on your business, have it ready for sale, so that you want to keep it forever because it's such a good business, but you could sell it tomorrow. With that, thanks for listening. Love to have you on another podcast soon. Remember, johndenton.com.au, and good luck. Have you on another podcast soon, hopefully. Bye for now.